The truth is being censored and covered up. As a result, the DOJ is harassing peaceful patriots across the country.
You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
I don't know where he vacations. Obviously, that's not true. Now a rally this Saturday is taking place in defense of the insurrectionists, just steps away from the scene of the crime at the Capitol. It has Washington bracing for the possibility of more violence. NBC has learned that officials are expecting about 700 people, while Republican leaders have been pretty quiet about the event, and no Republican lawmakers have said that they plan to attend. Politico describes the dilemma facing the Republican Party like this, quote, "The Saturday rally defending some rioters arrested during the Capitol insurrection is reminding the GOP of the uncomfortable reality that part of its base believes the January 6th attack was justified." Joining our coverage, Kurt Bardella, former spokesman for the House Oversight Committee, now an advisor to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Jason is back. Kurt, I don't think it's uncomfortable enough. I think if it was uncomfortable, you'd have them telling their supporters not to come. You'd have them out there saying you are not welcome here. The insurrectionists are criminals. I don't think it's making the Republican Party uncomfortable enough.
That's exactly right, Nicole. The fact that they can get away with saying nothing one way or the other tells you that they aren't uncomfortable enough. And the reality of the matter is the people who are going to be here for this rally, they were sent there by Republicans in Congress, by the elected Republican Party, by those who continue to purvey and spread the falsity that there was anything wrong with the election that we had in 2020 and that Joe Biden won. And we're seeing that reverberate throughout the California election. Already they're laying the groundwork to use election tampering, election fraud as the reason for why they're going to lose. And it's just an ongoing pattern. And I'll tell you, I don't care if it's 700 people, 7,000 people, 70 people. All it takes, Nicole, is one person, one deranged person that comes with a gun, that comes with a bomb, that comes with evil intentions. If we've learned anything from the war on terror, it's that one person with evil designs can cause a lot of havoc, can alter a lot of destinies. And these people that are going to be here, they are being incited and encouraged by the Republican Party. So is it going to be any surprise if there is violence? Is it going to be any surprise if someone does lose their life? Of course not. This is what the Republican Party wants. It is the official position of the Republican Party to stand against democracy. On January 6th, 172 of them went back into the halls of Congress, went onto the House and Senate floors, and they voted against certifying a free and fair election. There's no going back from that.
I want to show you something. We don't do this very often here, but Mitch McConnell just made my point for me. Saying nothing is saying something to would-be political violence. Let me show you the big nothing he just said.
Well, apparently there is supposed to be a gathering here on the 18th. The Speaker, the Majority Leader, Leader McCarthy, and I had a meeting yesterday with the leaders of the police board. I believe that they're well equipped to handle what may or may not occur.
Jason, it's not a hurricane. I mean, if all the Republicans stood together behind that very same podium and said, do not come. We're going to wear jeans and sneaks, and we're going to be out there yelling, save our democracy, go home, do not come. That's caring about political violence. This is nothing.
This is theater. And Nicole, it's so funny to me to hear Mitch McConnell say, me and McCarthy had a conversation. Oh, do you mean the Capitol Police that you didn't want to give additional funding to? The Capitol Police that you continued to assault and malign over the last 7 or 8 months because your constituents went and tried to overtake the government? I am amused, and I agree with you, that the Republicans are not ashamed enough of their constituents and how they have supported people who want to overthrow the government. The Republicans treat the insurrectionists like a mistress, right? They're laying down with her at night, right? They're doing it in the dark. And then in public, they're like, I don't know who this person is. I don't, where did this come from? This is on my, it's makeup. I don't know where it is. They're covered in it. The scent of the insurrection is on every single one of them. It's on their cheek. It's on their lapel. So when they sit there and claim, I don't know her on national television, not only is it insulting to the men and women who risked their lives to keep them safe 8 months ago, but it also encourages more dangerous people to engage in this behavior. And again, while I think our capital will be safe, what has always always concerned me, Nicole, about this is when this happens locally, because you won't have that much defense if it happens at the Michigan State Capitol, if it happens at the Georgia State Capitol. There are other parts of the country that are less safe against this insurrectionist attitude, and Republicans aren't doing a darn thing about it.
So, Kurt, something funny happened. The 43rd president gave a speech saying that domestic terrorism is of the same ilk, of the same basically foul stench of foreign terrorism that did so much damage on September 11th. And Donald Trump responded like he was talking to him. What do you think? Why do you think he did that?
I mean, I think the fact that Trump responds tells you that he knows that those words are meant from him, that he is the leader of the domestic terrorist movement in America, the largely racist elements in this country that have come together to try to destabilize the election. And again, like Donald, everything is about him. No matter what it is, he can't. That's how he views the world. He is incapable psychologically of not viewing it in any other way or fashion. And he's so desperate, Nicole, to be at the center of everything, center of every conversation, to make everything about him. Even 9/11, which should be a sacred time, you would think, he still has to somehow make it about him. The statement he put out on 9/11, he spent most of it attacking Joe Biden in it, rather than commemorate the people that were fallen and the families that were affected and all the things that we as a country unitedly came together to mourn. He makes it about himself. And, it's one of those things where you're like, the fact that you feel the need to address it as if it was meant for you, that tells us a lot about how you feel yourself. And the reality is he is the leader of this domestic terrorist movement.
Kurt Bardella, Jason Johnson, thank you both so much for spending some time with us today.